welcome to Riley's Reptiles. My name's Riley. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And today I wanted to go over some of the babies that hatched out this year and show you the only clutch of carpet pythons that I got this year, and probably discuss a little bit about why I didn't have as good a year as I thought I would have. But before we dive into that, I did want to say that I had a ton of fun at Pomona this weekend. Everybody who came out and said hi and hung out with Brian and I at his booth, everybody introduced themselves. Awesome time. It was really cool to meet all you guys, and I hope we can all stay in touch somehow and just kind of keep growing this community. You guys all need carpet pythons, though. I'm going to tell you that. I didn't meet one of y'all that really had many carpet pythons, so a little disappointed, but an A for effort and trying. So, anyway, let's get back to business here and take a look at some of these babies. So these are the 3 granites that I got this season. Male, male, and female. This girl is already spoken for. I was going to keep her, but she's going to a friend. The other 2 boys are available. None of them have really started eating a ton yet. She's already eating a couple meals, but they're getting there. Carpet pythons take a little bit of time. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is how babies are so defensive and scared and everything. These guys are showing you classic behaviors that something big and terrifying is in front of them, aka me. I'm looming over them, there's lights in their face, they don't like me. They're fine otherwise, they have no aggression. But then there's this little dude. He's just cruising, he just wants to see what's going on. He's even coming right out at me. Now, babies are naturally going to be very defensive. Everything is bigger than them. They're pretty new to a lot of life experiences. And chances are for a little while you're going to represent a bit of a big scary monster to them. So, while I'm getting these guys established on food, I'm also trying to handle them a little bit. They inevitably get handled during cleaning. If I've got customers requesting a specific animal, I try to handle them, especially when it's going to a family. There are some folks who understand that these guys can be nippy as babies, and that's okay, but not everybody likes to deal with that. So why don't we take a look at the hets. So here's one of the het granite babies. I was very male heavy with these ones as well. I got 3.1 hets. So, again, male heavy, but that's alright. These guys have some pretty nice pattern to them. And they're going to change a ton as they shed. They come out pretty brown and red. This guy's already losing the red. And then a lot of oranges start creeping in. These beiges come in. They'll keep these really nice coppery eyes. Just really cool snakes. Now, although they're not pure and they're not crazy high value animals, the value they possess is still there. They could be fantastic pets, ambassadors for people into carpet pythons, or if you like doing some granite stuff and you don't mind, a little bit of mixed blood in there, or you want to throw some jag to it, or, who else likes granite jags and stuff. There's a lot of people out there, so you could have fun with these guys, but they're not quite ready. I like to get these guys eating about 4 or 5 meals and a shed or 2. And then I'd just like to see some overall confidence out of them, behaviorally and in feeding. So hopefully in a few weeks these little guys will be ready for their homes. I'm not keeping anything out of this clutch. This was the last clutch from an animal of mine that was more of a learning process, dialing in my systems and processes, and this is more about follow through than having the nicest, most top of the line animal. This was me learning, repeating a process with success to teach myself and understand it better, and getting more babies is a great example of that. This clutch started out with, I think, 13 eggs, something like that, and I ended up with 7 babies. Sometimes they go bad. Sometimes eggs just don't last. They don't make it, or what. Sometimes they're sensitive, the embryos weren't strong, and eggs get toasted. And some of these were from pretty nasty looking eggs, and they hatched out. This little boy here is spoken. He's going to go to a local friend of mine. But yeah, so got a couple little wonderful babies here. Nothing too crazy this year. So let's talk about that. So I only ended up with one clutch of eggs with these guys here, these Hets and Visual Granites this season. And if any of you have been following me in any of my social media stuff for a while, you know that right around Christmas time last year, I ended up having to evacuate my residence in Santa Barbara twice during the Thomas fire that was going on down there. And if any of you have ever moved a collection of animals, you'll know that settling back in somewhere or moving like that requires a bit of a readjustment period. So we evacuated not once, but twice. So that wasn't fun. And then a couple months later, we moved up to Sacramento here. So my animals have had quite a go at it. The fact that I got a clutch of eggs was a testament to the comfortability of some of them, but I ended up losing one snake to some stress-related illnesses that came about from all of that transfer of moving and this and that. And you know, I still have animals that are showing signs of stress from that. I was aiming for 3 or 4 clutches last year, and I got one. One of the females that was supposed to give me eggs was the animal that passed, and the rest of them just didn't adjust well, and it just didn't work out. And that's what happens. You'll hear it oftentimes. People will send females elsewhere, East Coast, West Coast, you know, just anywhere, even 100 miles up the road, and they just won't breed for a couple of years because they really have to readjust. And if you think about it, males are going to be doing a lot of the wandering around, cruising around looking for females in the wild. So maybe there's something to that. Females tend to be more stationary. When they're not, they're just more unsettled. So an unsettled animal is not necessarily going to breed, in my opinion. They need to be thriving. They need to have everything they want. Food, resources, security, all of the above. So hopefully this year, now that we're a bit settled, we've been here for 6 months, the animals are doing great for the most part. They're eating, they're getting ready, and this coming season should be pretty nice. I'm shooting for about 5 or 6 pairings. So hopefully we'll have more of these little bambinos cruising around. But if anybody wants to get in touch with me for any babies or any carpet python information for any of that matter, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment below. You can also find me on Facebook under Riley's Reptiles. You can find me on Instagram under Riley's Reptiles as well. I'm always happy to chat and share any info. And this year, like I said, only a couple babies available. So if there's anyone out there who wants a little mixed blood head or a Visual Granite boy, give me a shout. Alright guys, well thanks for staying tuned in with me. Thanks for keeping up every week. It's a lot of work putting these together, and I'm very grateful for everyone who tunes in and leaves comments and enjoys what's getting put together. So I appreciate everyone out there staying with me and watching all of this stuff and listening to me ramble on a lot. Anyway, have a great rest of your weekend.